Hi, I'm Sydney Emerson, and today I'm going to be discussing a few topics in meteorology. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the formation of precipitation. All precipitation develops in the clouds, and clouds are formed when water vapor in the atmosphere cools and condenses. Precipitation forms differently based on if it is generated by warm or cold clouds. Types of precipitation. Then I'm going to be talking about rain, snow, sleet, and hail. Rain is drops of water that falls from a cloud and have a diameter of 0.5 millimeters. Snow is precipitation in the form of ice crystals. Many aspects of the snowflake depend on the temperature in which they form. Sleet happens in the wintertime and refers to small particles of ice that are clear. For sleet to be produced, a layer of air with temperatures above freezing must overlie a below freezing layer near the ground. Hail is only produced in large cumulonimbus clouds. Next, I'll be talking about 4 types of fronts. I did a little drawing over here of all 4 types of fronts I'm going to be talking about, and I labeled them underneath. The cold front is when dense air is actively moving into a region occupied by warmer air. This is shown by blue line with blue triangles on it. A marked temperature drop and a wind shift from south to west or northwest accompany the passage of the front. Heavy downpours and strong wind gusts often result. Okay, now warm fronts are when warm air occupies somewhere that was formerly occupied by cooler air. This is shown by a red line with red semicircles. Warm fronts usually produce a gradual increase in temperatures along with clouds and precipitation, and sometimes even thunderstorms. Okay, now I'm going to be talking about stationary fronts. Stationary fronts are when the flow of both sides of a front is neither toward the cold air mass nor toward the warm air mass, but almost parallel in the line of the front. This causes the surface position of the front to not move. Stationary fronts most likely cause gentle to moderate precipitation. Now I'm going to be talking about an occluded front. This is when an active cold front overtakes a warm front. And the weather of an occluded front is usually pretty complex. And that is about fronts. Next I'll be talking about the lifting of air. When air rises, it expands and cools. If air is lifted sufficiently, it will eventually cool to its dew point temperature. Lifting of air produces precipitation. One way air lifts is through orographic lifting. This is when air is forced to rise over a mountainous barrier. This often produces clouds and a copious amount of precipitation. Another way air is lifted is through localized convective lifting. This is done by unequal surface heating and it causes localized pockets of air to rise because of buoyancy. All right, and that is all. Thank you.